Today, we're diving into the story of a man who's scaled some of the wildest peaks on Earth, yet you've probably never heard his name. His name is Paul Ramsden, a climber who's redefined what it means to conquer a mountain. But this isn't your typical tale of glory and selfies at the summit. This is about grit, ethics, and a quiet rebellion against the spotlight. Let's get into it. Picture this: the jagged, icy Himalayas, where the air's so thin it bites your lungs and the stakes are life or death. Most climbers would bring an army of porters, oxygen tanks, and fixed ropes to tame these giants. Not Paul Ramsden. He's the guy who shows up with a light pack, a trusted partner, and a stubborn belief that mountains should be climbed on their terms, not ours. That's alpine-style climbing, and Paul's made it his gospel. No shortcuts, no cheating, as he'd put it, just pure, raw adventure. Born in 1969 in Yorkshire, England, Paul didn't grow up dreaming of fame. He works in health and safety. Yeah, you heard that right. By day, he's making sure workplaces don't fall apart, and by passion, he's dancing with danger on cliffs that'd make most of us dizzy just looking at them. He's not on Instagram flaunting his feats, and he's not chasing sponsorships. In fact, he once said he'd rather quit climbing than let it become a job dictated by someone else's agenda. That's Paul, unscripted, unapologetic, and fiercely independent. Now, let's talk about what he's actually done, because it's jaw-dropping. Paul's won the Piolet d'Or, the mountaineering world's equivalent of an Oscar, not once, not twice, but times. His first came in 2003 with his longtime climbing partner Mick Fowler, after they tackled the brutal northwest face of Sigunyang in China. Imagine 1,500 meters of ice and rock graded ED+, with moves so technical it's like solving a puzzle while dangling over an abyss. They didn't just climb it, they pioneered it. First ascent, no safety net. Then there's 2016, Gave Ding in Nepal. Paul and Mick again, threading through a maze of crumbling rock and snow for another world first. Or 2017, when he teamed up with Nick Bullock to bag a 7,000-meter monster in Tibet, climbing a hidden wall after accidentally hiking into the wrong valley. That's the kind of chaos Paul thrives in, turning mistakes into legends. And in 2023, at 54 years old, he nabbed his 5th Piolet d'Or with Tim Miller, summiting a spire in Nepal's Jugal Himal that looks like it was plucked from a sci-fi movie. What sets Paul apart isn't just the climbs, it's how he climbs. He's obsessed with keeping it ethical. "If I couldn't climb alpine style, I'd stop," he said. To him, using bottled oxygen or fixed ropes is like taking a helicopter halfway up. It's not the real deal. And he's got a point. When you strip away the crutches, it's just you, the mountain, and the truth of what you're capable of. But it hasn't been all victories. Paul's longevity comes from hard lessons. He's lost partners, friends, on these peaks, including a defining moment at 17 that shaped him. That brush with mortality didn't scare him off, it taught him respect. He doesn't rush, he doesn't fight the mountain. He moves slow, steady, almost zen-like, savouring every brutal minute up there. So, why isn't Paul Ramsden a household name? Because he doesn't want to be. In a world obsessed with likes and followers, he's the anti-hero, climbing for the thrill, not the headlines. The Financial Times called him the most decorated mountaineer ever. And why you've never heard of him, that's no accident. Paul's out there for the mountains, not the applause. As we wrap up, think about this. Paul's story isn't just about climbing, it's about doing what you love your way, even if no one's watching. He's proof that the biggest adventures don't need a megaphone, they just need heart. So what's your mountain? Let me know in the comments below, and if you love this deep dive, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories of the unsung legends shaping our world. Until next time, keep exploring.